Here we are. I have a couple guests here, and I want to really understand who you are. So, Shaziya, we're going to start with you. Who are you?
My name is Shaziya, and I'm an educator, a teacher, and I've been teaching for the last 15 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I work with the little ones, kindergarten to grade 3.
Okay, so you are obviously surrounded by unicorns all day.
Yep, pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
Okay.
I love unicorns.
Well, and that's the thing. That's like a big part of what we're going to get into here.
Yes.
And so now I want to switch over to who are you?
So I'm Jessica, a.k.a. Scuba Jess. I am a scuba diver from Seattle, Washington, who loves to clean up the oceans and show everybody what I'm seeing down there. And I love especially teaching little kids about all of our amazing sea creatures and how they can help them by recycling.
Well, and it's inspiring to see you underwater looking for scrap metal. Yes. I think that's so, like, that's one of the coolest things. Of course, yes, the sea creatures are very cool. The scrap metal for us, you know, in the metal business, and like, so maybe I'll just tell you about me. Hey, Brad, or dude, whatever you want to call me, scrap metal guy, grew up in the business ever since I was a little kid. Most kids are playing on a playground. I was playing in a scrapyard. And so now what happened was the three of us got together and we started like this kind of vortex that happened, and then it manifested into these two books here. And so Shaziya, like that first book you and I worked on in your basement.
Yeah.
Right?
That was pretty exciting. Just how we had that conversation, and you were like, you know what, kids need to learn more about this, because you have 2 young kids, and you were really inspired by teaching your own kids, and you know, your daughter Ellie loves unicorns.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and I mean, much like you, so during my day, I'm not surrounded by unicorns, I'm surrounded by scrap metal, but at night, I'm surrounded by unicorns. So I think that was like our link where we're around little ones, unicorns, and then I threw in the scrap metal recycling. I think your husband also does.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm surrounded by scrap metal as well. I've been to scrapyards with my husband, and he's in the metal recycling business as well. So.
Right. So we had that kind of like to create something like you have to have input, right?
Yes.
And so you had the input of the little ones during your day job, and then at night you're having the input from your husband with the metal.
Yeah.
And so then I had it the reverse way. And so then we came up with this way to educate children about the importance of metal recycling. And like what we want to start off with was just introducing the awareness, right?
Yeah, and like you said, like all kids know what a can is, right? And that's the easiest way to start it.
Right.
By teaching that, right? What do you do with the can? Like, does it go in the garbage or the recycling bin? And you can start that at such a young age. At the age of 2, kids can start understanding that.
It's incredible. And so like I want to say that like almost every kid has held a can, but yet they know not what it is, right?
Yeah,
and so that's what we're trying to do with this book is like not only do they now know that it's a can made of aluminum, it has value as well, right?
Yes, and that's the key thing, that they don't realize that, right?
So that's like one of the big lessons. And so then Jess came into the picture. She got pulled into our vortex, and really Jess has taken this whole thing to a new level because she has superpowers.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just a people person. I just love teaching people. I feel bad because I grew up in Utah where nobody recycled anything, and they would just throw all their metal in the garbage. And meanwhile, they could go down the street to the landfill and actually make money for it. And the fact that I didn't know that until I met Brad, he was one of my customers at Evergreen, and I used to ship probably thousands of containers of scrap metal, and I didn't really know what was inside those containers until I started talking to Brad and showing him pictures of the metal I pulled out of the ocean, and he's like, you know, you can recycle that, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think anybody wants an old rusty crab pot or rusty chain or fish hooks or old cans. He's like, yes, they do. They'll pay you for it.
So now Jess, actually, like that really brings us into book 2. So like we already talked about book 1 is like so we're trying to do a series of 4 books, right?
Yeah.
So awareness. The next one is where to bring the metal once you have it, right? It's like, so when something's broken down that's made of metal, now what do you do? And so Jess, this really was an interesting conversation that you and I had. And it was such a small soundbite from you that really sent my mind into a different direction because, as you know, I grew up in a scrapyard, 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I just thought that was normal. Turns out maybe it wasn't. But you said something very special. What did you say about scrapyards?
I said scrapyards are usually in a very bad part of town and super creepy to go to.
Yeah.
Whoops, sorry everybody. They're actually not.
well, no, but then you tied into they're loud.
They're loud,
right?
And they're
scary.
Yeah, loud, scary. You only ever see them in movies when there's like a dead body in the trunk of the car, or like there's like a toy that got accidentally thrown away and somehow it ends up the scrapyard and it's about to get squished, so you're like little kids are terrified.
So
yeah,
it's super
sad.
dirty, and you can't wear your nice clean white shoes. My husband always told me that. Make sure you don't wear your white runners.
Never nothing white at a scrapyard. So I like that was kind of like the interesting point for me, because obviously it was normal to me that it's dirty and loud and scary and all of these things, but I didn't look at it from an outsider's point of view.
Yeah.
And so what we do with this book is try to bring people inside the scrapyard without being scared.
Yeah.
To now, again, raise a different level of awareness.
But it's actually like when I go to the scrapyards, they're so organized. They're not super loud if they're on break, which is great.
Yeah.
But you do wear hearing protection, all your PPE, so you're very visible. You're not going to get run over by a forklift or something. And so well organized. They have the Ferrous and the non-Ferrous and all the different sections. And like I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And when I got to see the car shredder, I was freaking out. I was like, this is amazing. And we actually need to teach little kids about how cool this is, because I had no idea. And if these machines are cool to me, and I'm like 40, probably little kids are going to think they're really cool. So.
And they don't even realize how many things around the house have metal, right? Just like little basic little things like a cell phone charger, right?
You got your magnets.
And we have our magnets, right? And then knowing which metal is ferrous and which metal is non-ferrous,
so
right?
We have a whole section about that in our book. We have Ellie, our little aluminum-loving recycler. And this page is just super cute. Adam did such a great job with this ferrous versus non-ferrous. So you can give your kids magnets and let them go around the house and see which ones stick and which ones don't stick.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Shaziya, what you were saying is like you're right. Is that like most people don't really think of it, but like I saw like a quote the other day is like, try going through your day without touching anything metal. Good luck, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we're going from, is like that awareness from the can to now what you do with it. Then book 3 is about what happens to the metal after it's been taken to a scrapyard. It then gets melted down, made into rebar and ingot and billet and those type of things. So we're going to show really a showcase on that. And then lastly is, well, take that rebar and it goes into buildings, take those billets, it goes into airplanes, take those ingots, it goes into all different parts, right? Or new devices, right? So I think that's kind of like the cool part of what we're doing, is we're doing that full circle, right?
Yeah.
Gotta show them metal recycles forever, so never ever throw it in the garbage. Your Christmas lights, your headphone wires, your USB chargers, all of that has metal inside.
So I think that's going to lead us into is this sticker right here is like, so after kids have had our books read to them, okay, they all get a sticker that says, what's this sticker say?
I made the pledge. Did you?
Okay, so maybe we should all do the pledge, right?
Yes,
so Jess, you lead us off.
Okay. So when I go read to kids at schools, I have them all bring a can with them, and I have them throw their can in my recycle bin as many times as necessary to get it in. And then I have them stand up and take a pledge that said, I pledge to never throw a can in the trash for the rest of my life. And then I give them a sticker.
I love it. So Shaziya, we're both going to do it, okay? So I pledge never to throw a can in the garbage.
Never to throw a can in the garbage.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
Yes.
There we go. So we made the pledge. Now did you?
Your turn.
Yeah, your turn. The U.S. only recycles 45% of cans. That's crazy. We can do better.
We're doing better because what we're doing now with CMI, our partners, are doing these wonderful collections at different schools, and we're collecting metal at how many different states?
8 states, 9 elementary schools, because we have 2 in Kentucky. So the Million Cans Recycling Contest is on right now from October through May of next year. And these schools all these little kids are collecting aluminum cans, and at the end, the schools get all the money for the aluminum, and then the grand prize is $3,000. Second place is $1,000, third's $500. There's going to be mini contests, art challenges to make cool recycle logos, and just bring awareness to their whole community to never throw cans in the garbage.
See, so that's what we're trying to accomplish, is we're trying to shift that recycling rate from the mid 40s to the mid 80s, if not higher, right?
Yeah. And our team makes everybody think recycling is so much fun, right? Because we can make it so exciting and so fun at the same time.
Yeah, we don't want it to be doom and gloom. We are
Yeah.
here to
Yeah.
help save the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One can at a time.
One class at a time.
So there we go. So that's what it is. So let's do it right here. Boom. All right. Thank you, Noah.